Welcome! E aí, galera, beleza? Bem-vindo à nossa comunidade.
Welcome to our community.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It is OGC here. Today we have a new patch coming out. It's coming out on September 17th at 1 a.m. UTC. For about 2 hours, the game will be down to upload the patch. When maintenance is complete, you'll need to download the game from the App Store to continue playing. Pretty much just restart your game. It should buff right up. If the file's too big, then go into the App Store. This will be patch 1.22.00. So this is actually a pretty big patch. They're adding in this new thing called the dual tower. I don't know about you guys. I'm super excited for this. So tower, to break down as simply as I can. Imagine Colosseum, every server, but you have control over your army. That's pretty much what Dual Tower is. We will cover this extensively on this channel throughout time. But for right now, the big takeaway is it's going to last for 30 days. During that period of time, there's going to be different time slots open. You hop into those time slots, you'll be able to do real-time PvP, so it's different than the Colosseum. You'll actually be PvPing people. You'll do real-time PvP against people from all sorts of servers, from every server, in fact. And you'll pretty much get a ranking overall in Art of Conquest. You can move up and down, and depending on your points, because it looks like it's going off of a point system, you will be able to earn different rewards at the end of the season. As you guys can see next to me, at the end of the season or the beginning of the next season, the points will carry over, but some of them will dissipate. So it's pretty cool. The rewards. So I'm super excited for the rewards because the Heaven's Edge, I think that's the name of it, is in this rewards. It's an older item if people are unfamiliar with it. It's an older item. It's a sword, and it increases the morale of troops nearby at the beginning of a battle. So if you've ever fought against an older player on, say, Clash of Fate or something, and you notice that immediately at the start of the battle, before anything happens, their archers already have a moral boost, that's because of this weapon. So I am super excited because for whatever reason, I did not get this item or reward back in the day when it was out more frequently, or however you got it from before. So I'm super excited to get that. And I think it looks like there's a chance for a flawless one. So we will cover this as it comes out. We'll track the progress with this. Right now, there is a lot of information on the PTR Realms. So on the test servers, they can actually get in and practice this stuff. They can also see all of the rewards that are going to come out of it, different dragon talents, which we haven't even gotten to yet. I try my best to wait until it goes public or just about public to put out a bunch of stuff because things change from the test servers to the actual servers. A great example of that is when I covered the swordsman resurrection, in them being resurrected with more health and everything, the actual amounts varied from the test server to the actual server, and I uploaded two contradicting information. So I'm just gonna wait till it's out on the actual server. The only thing before we move on to the dragon talents that I would prefer is if they tweaked the times. It seems right now with the times, from what I've heard, and it's only from what I've heard because I'm not good with the time zone stuff, math. So what I've heard so far is people in the European countries, they don't have like a good time slot for them. So even if they picked like 1 or 2 days and had it for extended periods of time, maybe that would help out. I'm not 100% sure what we can do about our European friends. Next, we have new dragon talents, and this is going to be a pretty big deal. So again, from the PTR, from what I've seen so far, these are going to be absolutely massive game-changing dragon talents. It's pretty much going to work like Dragon Research. for your dragons. So dragon talents that have been added to the dragon layer will unlock when your stronghold reaches level 30, which is probably a good thing because too early on in the game, this is already going to change everything when it comes to PvP and everything. So it's going to change everything, but at least the newer players will get a little bit of buffer. And by the way, for the dual tower, you do have to be castle level 20 to enter. It doesn't take super long to get to castle level 20, so that's good because it will include a lot of people in the game. You can get dragonic dust to be forged into crystals that allow dragons to learn dragon talents. The dust can be obtained as a reward from like daily activities, the treasure hunt event, and dual tower. They'll also sell it in the shop. So I'm interested to see how heavily favorable it will be through the shop. Otherwise, this looks like the Sutra Scroll for Chakra. You can learn dragon talents across different talent tree branches. They'll greatly empower your dragon. We'll go over those skills in a future video. All previous consumed crystals will be returned when you switch dragons. So it's kind of like the dragon glass. When you release the dragon, you'll get all of it back. And if you wish to reallocate talent points, you can reset the talent tree. Wow. Okay, so you can actually reset the talents. This is great for testing. You'll get back all of the dragon crystals, so that's a really nice feature. So we'll be able to test out different things, and unlike chakra, if we make a mistake, we'll be able to undo it, which is very nice. All consumed dragon crystals will be returned when you release the dragon. All right, cool. Now the next big thing, and I saw a picture of this on the Art of Conquest Facebook page. It looks so cool. So formation share, you can now share your formation from that little summary interface. You can also save shared formations to your presets. So if I came up with a really cool, unique formation, say for Siege, and I wanted to share that with you, we can now do that. And that's really cool. This is only going to work for your servers. So say you're in the OGC community chat and you share a PvP replay, unless it's from the specific Clash of Fates highlights, it's not actually shareable. So, but on your server, that's pretty cool. When it comes to your garrison, your dragon can now be deployed in the garrison. Your garrison troops must meet the required troop power before you can deploy your dragon. All right, so here's my thing with this. I'm excited to go test this out. A few things. Number one, will the dragon consume energy? I've heard no, it does not. Number two, does your dragon get injured, and will that affect you when you wake up, and is your dragon still going to be injured for another 12 hours? From what I've heard, yes. So because of that, I don't think this is going to be a super popular thing of putting your dragon in the garrison if and only if the dragon can become injured and that injury carries on to affect your actual gameplay outside of your garrison getting hit. The reason for that is all that something needs to do is attack your garrison using bronze troops. If they're lich, it's even easier, but attack using bronze or silver troops and use jacks with the firestorm to take out the dragon, or do a Rufio leap onto your dragon. Your dragon's dead. Now your garrison formation is going to reset to a computer generated one. It's just I'll be interested to see how it goes, but I don't have much faith in this one. Individual activity. You can now view your individual duel and siege activity from the house activity menu. Individual activities can be saved to view later. You can save at most 20 activities. So this is pretty cool. If you have a really awesome PvP, you go up against the number one person on your server, you win, you can then save that. That's pretty cool. And I like how the saved activities will not automatically clear over time, so you can hold on to them. So if you want to memorize people's stats or anything like that, you can hold on to it. Now in the black market, you can exchange badges of bravery for new necromancer set pieces in the black market. And what the necromancer set does is it summons a skeleton king, which I'm assuming is going to look pretty similar to the skeleton king in the divine trials. Anyways, he will assist in the battle, gaining 2% damage for every ally that dies, doubled for undead units. Skeleton King cannot be targeted by enemies, but will disappear if the summoner dies. No idea how this is going to work. 2% damage increase for every ally that dies, or 4% for every undead. Those are really, really big percentages that can add up. So I'm curious to know what his base damage is, how fast he attacks. We'll have to wait and see for that. When it comes to the black market badges of braveries, the OGC recommendation for sure is to wait until all of the sets come out before making a purchase. That way you don't buy, say, the Sage set and then realize that it's useless. Alright, so let's jump into the racial balances. So the Dire Spearmen's javelin throws now deal physical damage and bonus damage equivalent to 1.5% of the target's max health and true damage. I have no idea how much different this is going to be than the current one. It looks like they're updating the formula on how that damage is dealt. So I did awaken my spears, and I did notice that the Dire Spearmen's javelin throw really doesn't do anything special. So I'm hoping that they reworked the equation, so now it's going to be noticeable. Yeah, so hopefully that's a good thing for the Dire Spearmen. Lich Spiders now summon at most 5 times instead of 3. Cool. Gotta get the Lich buffs in. And Rockin has something really cool. So their bandits, which I believe is their archers, it has to be their archers. So their archers have attack range increase, which is huge because they tend to run really far up. And now they occupy a 4x3 grid instead of a 4x4. This is huge. If you know what the Rockin archers look like now as far as their massive placement on the battlefield, having that go down to the size of, say, a human archer pack, big difference. It allows for so much more. Rockin will actually be able to use the archers if they choose to. They'll at least be able to fit them in without messing up their whole formation. And Deadly Piercing Arrow now deals less damage the greater the distance from the target. That's really cool. I'd like to see the Deadly Piercing Arrows deal more damage the closer that the enemies are to kind of counterbalance that, but who knows, maybe in a future update. Hero Balance, Vega, increased the healing effects of heal and boosted healing. I can tell you how this one happened. This is probably because people asked for a buff for Vega's healing. Big recommendation, guys, if you ever put out recommendations or suggestions to Lilith, whether it's wherever you do it, I highly recommend being very specific. I understand what we mean when we say increase Vega's healing, because right now her healing, I don't even place Vega, and I play human. Her healing's just it doesn't do enough. So if the consensus is increase the healing for Vega, and that's what people ask for, Vega has a skill called heal. So if I'm a game developer and I'm not necessarily playing the game all the time, I'm going to assume that skill heal is what people want boosted. That's not necessarily what people want. People want Favor of the Sun God, which is commonly referred to, or that's implied as Vega's healing, because that's the primary healing ability that you use from Vega. So anyways, long story short, if you make recommendations, please be as specific as possible. I have no idea how their whole process works, but from my interactions, it makes sense to be very, very specific. So I don't think this will change anything for Vega. I don't think we'll see heal or boosted healing used in higher levels of play. I don't even think we'll see Vega placed too often, unless somebody's running like a bunch of spears or something like that. Otherwise, until Vega's Favor of the Sun God gets a change, which an appropriate change might look like a similar one to Temporary Repair from Gafgar, like that buff, maybe a % health per second heal from Vega. Until something like that happens, which I doubt they'll do that, I don't think Vega will see much play. Dragon Balance, Jade Dragon, or the green one, has increased healing for Tranquility and increased the resurrection chance and recovered health of Rebirth. I'm super interested in the Rebirth, by the way. If it wasn't for the Onyx's summoning black holes or the Noble Blood from the Azul. I would totally be rocking a Jade Dragon with Rebirth, but the Rebirth rates were too low. I'm interested to see what it's like now. In other updates, removal of the battle flag visual from a couple mounts. Okay, so a couple visual changes. Updated the health bar visuals of some units on the battlefield. This is actually huge because, yeah, it gets confusing fighting skeletons. You'll see the health bar like go all over the place. Just let me know how much health they have. Fix an issue that caused range units to not be affected by temple blessings and enlightenment buffs while manning the walls on garrison duty. The other thing I'd love to see, and somebody suggested it, and I think it's fantastic, is let human archers or archers in general on the wall on garrison duties get moral boost. That would be huge. Damage will now be displayed on the battle summary interface. Oh, damage taken! That's awesome. I like that. Damage taken will now be displayed on the battle summary interface. That's huge. So they're slowly starting to integrate more stats into the battle so you can then see how well your troops tanked, how much damage they dealt. I'm interested to see more in the stats for the battles. But good job, guys. That's awesome. That's a good step in the right direction. They fixed an issue that caused Zen engineers to occasionally deal abnormal damage. You can now transfer to another realm while your treasure hunt quests are in progress. And they finally increased the troop power cap in core power. And the dragon power has also been added to core power. So a couple little changes in core power. Cool stuff. Anyways, that is the new patch update. It is coming out next week. So until next time, guys, please take care. Subscribe if you have not subscribed already. Pat yourself on the back for making it all the way through this super long video. And you guys are the best. See you soon.